Hello again, everyone. I'm Dr. George Simon, and welcome to another edition of Character Matters, the program where we talk about what I consider to be the defining issue of our time, the character crisis that we have faced for several decades now and that affects every single aspect of our lives. Today, I'd like to talk about the danger posed by certain personality types. In my books, In Sheep's Clothing and in Character Disturbance, in fact, all my books, I describe certain types of narcissists that I call the aggressive personalities. These are individuals whose modus operandi, if you will, their way of being and relating and operating in the world, goes well beyond mere narcissism. Many are malignantly narcissistic. That means they have impaired empathy capacity and tend to be abusive and exploitative in all their relationships. But some are decidedly aggressive, and I outline in my books 5 major types. And at the core of these aggressive personalities is an innate abhorrence of something most of us have learned to do and are willing to do in the right situations and for the right reasons. And that is to subordinate ourselves to something bigger than ourselves, to a set of principles, to a higher authority, if you will. And there are folks among us who simply abhor the notion. In fact, some abhor the notion so much that they would rather be dead than be subordinate. They hate backing down, they hate caving in, they hate the idea of submission, and they hate it with a passion. Now, it is true that in some rare cases, they may come by this hatred based on past experiences and trauma. But in so many cases, this is simply a built-in aversion. And so these folks have a strong will to dominate, to always call the shots, and to get what they want by any means necessary. That's what distinguishes aggressive behavior from assertive behavior, which is perhaps the most healthy human behavior. Aggressive behavior respects no boundaries, no limits, does not moderate. Anything goes, as long as I get what I want. And if I don't, something bad is certainly going to happen. And that's where the danger always comes in. I said moments ago that these individuals have a problem subordinating themselves to any higher power, including any set of principles that would make of them more decent, civilized human beings. But they're also at war with the truth many times, because the truth is the ultimate higher power. One researcher suggested that for them, thinking makes it so. In other words, whatever they say reality is, whatever they say the truth is the way it is in their own mind. And they'll try to convince you of the same things by saying what they want to be true over and over and over again until you accept it as true. This is just part of the aggressive, dominating style. You will eventually capitulate. You will eventually see it their way, because what they say is so, regardless of the objective truth of matters. Folks who bow to nothing, or no one, or no higher set of principles, folks who refuse to moderate unless it's in their own best interests, are dangerous, inherently dangerous, because you never really know for sure where they'll stop or what they might do. In their massive feelings of entitlement and in playing so fast and loose with the truth and respecting nothing higher, nothing bigger, anything is possible, and that's where the danger lies. Many severe abuse victims know this very well. Unfortunately, they come to know it too late much of the time. Now, why is this important? It's important because folks of this character type can be very convincing, and they can have qualities that attract in some way. They can have charm and charisma. They can also be convincing in the manner in which they seek to sway you to their side. That doesn't mitigate the danger. They are inherently dangerous for one reason and one reason alone. They are the highest power they know. Their grandiosity is at pathological, nearly delusional levels, and it can become delusional if they not only go unchecked, but are reinforced for their way of operating. And I'll have more to say about some of the other aggressive personality types in upcoming editions of Character Matters. In the meantime, I once again invite you to visit the blog at drgeorgesimon.com for hundreds of free articles on various topics of concern, and to avail yourself of my books, all readily available on Amazon. Until the next time, I'm Dr. George Simon. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.